The way I see it, the knife that you put in your go bag, your storm bag, whatever you want to call it, your bug out bag, or the knife that you throw in your vehicle to have in those emergencies, is a knife that you want to be able to rely on. So, does it make any sense to have a $9 knife? I didn't figure it made any sense to buy a cheap knife from, the big wal-mart. And for several weeks I debated about whether or not to get this thing. Finally my wife was like, you look at it every time we go there. Just buy the dang thing and find out if it's a piece of junk. It's been about 3 months since I bought it. I usually carry it on my side over here. I use it all the time around the farm, cutting twine off of bales. I use it when we go camping. I keep it on me when I go hiking. And I haven't broke it after months of abusing it out here on the farm. Well, the downside to this thing right off the bat is the sheath is absolute junk. It does not stay in there. It's got a snap and it's got this little Velcro ring in there. And even getting that in the thumb groove, finger groove, whatever you can call it, it still doesn't stay put. So I use a carabiner on the loop to hold it on the belt. That way if it does fall out of the sheath, it's still attached to the carabiner. And while the sheath is complete junk, I gotta say it actually does keep the pokey bit of the knife from poking things. They got a nice rivet down there on the end too, so it doesn't slide out, poke out the end. So as far as throwing in a go bag, it keeps the knife from jamming into other things. I hate serrations. I am not a fan of serrations, so I hate that they're on there, but they're on the back far enough that they're acceptable. I mean, as you can see, I've definitely been using this knife. It's nice and dirty. And I still haven't bent the tip from throwing it. The fire steel surprised me completely when I found out that it's actually magnesium and a ferro rod combo. I've used it to start several fires. It works great. I mean, what else is there to say about it other than it actually does its job? So, get yourself a little magnesium. So, yep, it definitely works. There was no lanyard on it, so I ended up putting myself a lanyard on it because it falls out of the grossly oversized hole there too. Relative size. I have pretty large sized hands and it does fit me pretty nice. I haven't complained about it yet, the way it fits. I have batoned with it. I'm not really a fan of batoning, but you know what, in a survival situation, sometimes you gotta do it. So I thought the only way I'm gonna find out if this knife is even worth it is if I baton with it. This is about as big as I'd ever want to baton with a knife anyway, and it didn't shatter. It actually held up to it, so hooray, it works. And I use it around the farm all the time. I pretty well abuse this thing just to try to break it on purpose. And I haven't yet. So I think it's totally worth putting in your bug out bag. It's totally worth throwing in your vehicle. It's nice and flat. I like that. So when you got it packed in something, it doesn't take up much room. But more importantly, it will allow me to get into my lunch.